Alright, what's going on, guys? Nando here, back with one more things to consider video, and I'm talking about the Razer phone today. So if you caught my previous video on the Razer phone, you saw an unboxing. With every series of reviews I make, I like to do an unboxing. I like to do things to consider, ultimately finish it off with a likes and dislikes final review. This video is going to be a things to consider. There are 3 to 4 major things so far that have stood out to me using this phone. Mostly good. Some have some bad things to it. I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about those here in just a second. If you haven't subscribed, do consider doing so. For one, it's free, and 2, you get to stay up to date with the videos that I put out. I try to bring to you guys as many hands-on reviews, unboxings of as many smartphones as it comes out, as many other tech gadgets that comes out. So do consider hitting that subscribe button, and throughout the video, if you like something, hit that thumbs up as well. So let's start off with the one thing that I think everyone who has heard about this phone, watched reviews on this phone, read about this phone, talks about, and that is the speakers on this phone. It has 2 speakers, top and bottom. Both have their own DAC. So they're not bezels. These are actual speakers, top and bottom of the phone, flanking the screen. I'm not going to play any audio for you guys because it's never going to do justice. You don't have to just take my word for it. Go watch 10, 20, 30 other reviews. Go read reviews on this phone. The speakers on this phone is the greatest freaking thing about this phone, hands down, period, in my opinion. Some people talk about that display. Some people talk about that refresh rate. To me, the speakers on this phone has literally made me want to listen, watch, consume media as much as possible. You can ask my girlfriend. She gets annoyed because I crank this sucker up so loud. It's so loud that I don't turn on my UE boom. I don't hook it up to any Bluetooth speakers. It's so loud that this is my go-to for music, for audio, for consuming media. It is that fantastic. That fantastic. So if you're a big media consumption person, if you use your smartphones for watching YouTube, watching Netflix, any kind of consuming media, this phone is going to make it be something else. Now, with that being said, one thing that's kind of annoying, and I don't really think you can do anything about it, but I do want you guys to note is that it's hard to tell, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little hands-on here. The speaker grill itself have obviously the small little holes where the sound comes out of. Now, because of those small little holes, you're going to have stuff get inside. You can't do anything about it. To me, I'm a little OCD, so it gets quite annoying. I don't know if you guys are going to want to carry around some putty, some like tape, a toothpick, I don't know, but that's going to get annoying. I don't know how that's going to affect the sound of these speakers throughout time, the longevity of these speakers, but stuff does get inside of it. So I wanted you guys to see that a little close up and be aware of that. 2, the display on this phone is fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful display, but what makes this display fantastic is its refresh rate. So this phone defaults out of the box to 90 Hertz, but you can bring it down to 60, which is typical in a smartphone, or you can crank it up to 120, which is typical in a gaming laptop. And let me stop right there. Not even typical in a gaming laptop, because most gaming laptops are still pushing 60 and 90. Higher-end gaming laptops are pushing 120. We can't even get 120 FPS on a gaming console. I know that Apple with their iPad Pro, the 9.7 and 12.9, the recent update, they've brought it to 120 refresh rate. But this phone right here is capable of doing that, which makes everything that you do on this phone seem even less laggy, much more buttery smooth. But with that being said, it does affect your battery life. It defaults to 90. I think Razer did that on purpose to kind of conserve a little bit of that battery. It comes with a 9,000 milliamp hour battery, but when you're pushing 120 and depending on what you're doing, 120 is not going to last that long. So you can bring it down to 60. To me, is fine. 90 if you want a little better, and 120 if you really, really game, you really, really want to enjoy what this display can do. Lastly, the build quality on this phone is fantastic, but again, not everything is perfect, and it is a fingerprint magnet. Now, I watched MKBHD's review recently on this phone. He talks about how the matte black doesn't really catch fingerprints. If you're a person that has greasy hands, if you're a person that has sweaty hands, I tend to have sweaty hands, this phone, unless you put a case on it, you're going to have tons of fingerprints, and you're going to see that grease, you're going to see that sweat, that condensation on the phone. To me, it's quite annoying, especially because this phone right now doesn't really have a lot of cases out. Honestly, I haven't seen any out other than from Razer itself. Same goes with screen protectors. So build quality is phenomenal, but the phone is very slippery. This all metal body is very slippery, and then if your hands are sweaty, are greasy, any kind of stuff that you touch with your hands, you're going to see it on the body of this phone. I don't know if you guys can tell just by me doing that, but they are there. So there you have it, guys. Those are some major things to consider about this phone. Mostly great things to consider about this phone, but with those things does come a caveat. Again, speaker grills may get dirty. Sound is phenomenal. Display is great. Refresh rate is unheard of, 120 hertz. However, it may affect battery life. And then ultimately, the body is very nice, very well-built phone. It's really a tank, but it can really grab the fingerprints and all those kind of smudges based on what your hands touched. Let me know in the comment section below if you've considered this phone, if you have this phone already, and then what you think of the phone. And like always, guys, stay tuned to the next video. I'm going to be doing a final review on this phone. There are some more likes and more dislikes about this phone, so stay tuned for that. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Salute. Stay.